end this.
It is time to end this. $2.21. Been here all day. Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, please take the stand? Miss Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all I've done these past 2 years. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. Of course, the truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with the Chief Gant. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But Lana, if this is true, then that means Chief Gant had nothing to do with this. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you gotta help her. She sacrificed herself because of me. But what if she's telling the truth? She's not. I know my own sister. Whatever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Let's see. Worked alongside Gant for years.
Makes sense.
There's no truth to this blackmail theory. Oh. But think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me it's my jester in jail. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. Did you do so to help your sister? Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Lana. So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago? When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. Okay. How so? You say you did this all by yourself. Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? Seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body. What? But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. It's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement. You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark? Something like that.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's so. What happened with the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. All just to protect me. So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to. Yes. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, then moved the body. That is very sus.
How?
Even if everything you said was true, this was a very strange thing to do.
That makes no sense.
You planted the tip of Dark's knife and then you moved the body?
My God, she's a superhuman.
But why? Why would you do that? Even if this was true, it makes no sense why she would do any of that. You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask for the sake of the others. Why did you plant the knife? But why did you do that? Come now, Mr. Wright. Even you should be able to figure it out.
Well, I guess,
Right,
why would she move the body? At all? If everything happened even like that, why does it matter what side of the room it's on?
Yeah, that too. I mean, I think both of them were correct.
Yeah.
Why did you move the body, and why did you take off the piece of the edge of the knife and then shove it into the body?
Oh, I guess she was trying to say. No, wait, no. Wasn't the other part of the. No, wait, no. The other part of the knife was found in. Was it found in Neil or was it found in Goodman?
Goodman. It was found in Goodman.
So that
Wait.
can't happen at all here then.
Wait, we just gotta fabricate the knife. I knew the tip of the weapon found buried in his body would be all the proof we needed. Oh, okay, so she's saying, I think she's saying, let me see. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, then moved the body.
So,
It's still super suspicious, right? Because, like,
it makes no sense.
Yeah, if she wanted to kill him, she would have just stabbed him and just left it at that. I knew the tip of the weapon found buried in his body would be all the proof we needed. Wouldn't the knife being buried in his body be the proof you needed? So yeah,
yeah.
Makes no sense. That's why we're gonna press it. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. So
Still that one. Press it again, I guess.
According to your testimony, Prosecutor Marshall's broken knife was the murder weapon, right? Yes, I'm leaving at that might point the blame away from Dark. Thought that most effective way to get him convicted would be by having the tip of his knife found inside the victim's body. So you buried it inside the victim's stab wound? Yes. Because I hated Dark for what he did. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. I guess I'm also pressed for this one.
Yeah.
So you arranged the crime scene. Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer? How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it. Period. Are you so desperate to hide that fact? You're willing to risk the death sentence? She's lying. She did, so I won't be blamed for what happened. In any case, as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions. Mr. Wright, my sister's lying. Looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. She insists she fabricated the evidence by herself. There's no way she could have done it alone. Got to get Lon to talk more. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction.
Contradiction.
Okay.
I worked alongside Grant.
You might as well start pushing everything, right? We haven't pushed these. No truth to the document. We pushed for that.
We pushed that.
Fabricated evidence 2 years ago.
Evidence. Yeah.
Broke off the tip.
Broke the tip.
Yeah. Clinton's wound moved the body. Inside the wait a minute. Broke the tip, planted inside the body, moved the body. Okay,
that's
not that one.
Wait, do we even have the other?
Yeah, I was like, do we have that picture?
I don't think we have a picture for the SL9 crime scene.
Yeah, damn. Do we have the knife at the end? We don't have the knife evidence either. Damn.
What was the statement after this one?
I knew the tip of the weapon found Barry's body would be all the proof we needed. Did we push to that?
What was the one after that?
My only motivation was to get Dark convicted and then do Emma. Let's see. I knew the tip of the weapon found buried in his body would be all the proof we needed.
But why move the body?
Yeah, why move the body? That was from a different prompt. Which one was it?
Fourth one?
This one?
That's part of.
I mean, might as well. We got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
But what she do with this first? She wouldn't charge anything. Not the point. She traumatized that day, so I can forget him.
Yeah, whatever one where you can ask why did you move the body, whatever you press then.
When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. You say you did this all by yourself? Yep. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? Seems I was the first person to discover the scene. Broken Prosecutor wore a knife stuck in his body. What? Yep, got this. But Prosecutor Marshall died from a unfortunate accident. That's the only situation is possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Okay. Right, how do you want? Thought to change that statement. You mean Prosecutor Marshall ended up being killed? Something like that. That's all. What happened to the other murder weapon? Carrying a switchblade knife. 9 floor distance away. It was probably knocked away by the struggle. The how it went down, trying to cover more lies. Let's see. After all, this is what we're down to. Broke up the tip, planted inside the wound, and moved the body. Let's try this again. The victim's wound? Move the body? But why? Why would you do that? Why did you move the body? When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple. Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Guy moved the body. The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan.
Why?
Pieces of the jar, you mean? Yes, that wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body. So...
Is it just showing the jar on that statement then? For the blood stain that blamed...
Oh yeah, that jar could, yeah. So when you first found the body, the jar was already... Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you look at the crime scene, it will be clear right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead and Drake was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during the struggle. I see. What's the matter, Emma? Apparently, the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. But I have a feeling there is more to it than that. There must be a contradiction here somewhere. Anyways, I committed this fabrication completely alone. My only motivation to get Drake convicted had nothing to do with Emma. So it's the jar, right? That's what we're gonna present. Because she's saying that she doesn't. She's saying the whole point of this is to it has nothing to do with Emma, but this jar is spelling her name out.
I would present it at the previous one though, for the jar one. Pieces of the jar, that one.
Should I threaten my plans? Alright. Objection! Hey Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered? If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. A contradiction in my testimony? You testify, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan." That's right. Do you have a problem with that? It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must have not yet been broken before he died. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar.
He wrote it midair.
Order! Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. You may be missing something critical here. Something critical? Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth. Very well, the witness may now continue your testimony. I immediately noticed the blood traces in the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
All the fragments were large, so she was sure she got them all, but the fragment that was missing had the most blood of all.
Mm-hmm. You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood? I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence. Very well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. Alright. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar.
Yeah. And then she backs it up with that one.
But it was dark in the room, so I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood.
And then I think that one.
The fragments are large, so I'm sure I got them all. How can you be so sure if you couldn't see?
Yeah.
But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office. A detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now, I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me. Even I carry a bottle of emergency lumino wherever I go. I never miss anything. I got every last piece.
Except for the one.
All I can think about was wiping them clean before they're discovered. You got every last piece, huh?
I guess present the jar again.
Yeah.
What's about this really bloody piece?
Objection!
This jar is good.
Miss Guy, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. In the chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it. But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them. Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece? I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even if I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Ha, can you believe that? Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken. Oh, that. There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness. I hope you're not implying that person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jar? The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? No. Wait, I'm not the one on trial here. I forgot, I'm the guy that makes the decisions. Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question, why is this action called? What is this action called? Fabrication of evidence. But why would Chief Gant do that? In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear?
Make one of the two rules not happen.
What happened afterwards? Discovering the scene, Lana Skye believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma. And therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Skye became the chief's puppet. No, I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my own client.
I need that W.
I guess you do seem like the type who likes to twist the truth. You do look like that, Phoenix.
Spiky hair.
Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? Something wrong, Mr. Wright? Lana may be right after all. What do you mean, right? So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright? Miss Skye, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall. Miss Guy, if you will. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will if you tell the truth. Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw. Alright, the witness may testify once more for the final time. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on the suit of armor sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Kent help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent. No, she's guilty. Unbelievable, that body was impaled on the armor sword? You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have proof. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. What? To me?
That book?
It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed. But I don't remember seeing a picture like that. Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright, she really does have faith in you. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture. I don't remember seeing pictures from Lana. Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right? Seems to remember getting something from her then. Let's check out the evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere. This evidence law. Oh, it's that tiny little chicken in the front.
Check it.
Check. What?
Well, that's pretty damning.
Hey, there's a picture here. What the fuck?
I caught you, right? I knew you wouldn't read because I knew you would point this out immediately if you read the whole book.
Oh my. This is the actual crime scene. No other detective saw the crime scene like this. Because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I rearranged everything. Lana's picture. Oh, Mr. Wright. That piece cut out from his vest. Could that be the cloth we found inside Chief Kent's safe? What's this? This is a handprint. That cloth. It had fingerprints on it. Whosoever's fingerprints those must be the real murderer, right? Oh yeah, you right. What? But those fingerprints? They're yours, Emma. They're yours. Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright? Let's go get that criminal right now. Give me that gun. I'll shoot him dead. Anyway, let's get on.
Suicide is a sin. What do you mean?
Anyways, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer. Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Actual crime scene. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall bodies impaled on suit armor. Uh-oh. Here he comes. Come now, Augie. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen. Chief Kent. What? Now you want to make me out the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two to my defense. I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You already declined to testify. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sorts. This must be that risk we were talking about earlier. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck. Damn, harsh.
Damn. Good line, though.
Yep. Ah! Ah, so what? You think I'm worried? Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements. What do you mean? The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some
But that
conclusive
wasn't
evidence?
present.
No, I don't, but someone does. Someone? So, what's your excuse, Righto? Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death. Oh no, he's trying to push it back onto her.
Just deny it.
Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt. Is this true, Mr. Wright? If I show that piece of evidence now, Emma's sure to be made out as the murderer. Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence present now, and if you try to conceal anything, you'll be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries.
Take that risk.
What do I do now? I better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present that piece of evidence?
No.
The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall?
Time to turn evil, Neng.
Let me see that picture. This does not help.
No. Just say nah.
Yeah, is it our turn to fabricate evidence?
I mean, it's not official evidence.
Yeah, you're right. It's not official evidence.
I can't show it.
Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. What? You lie. Chief Kent? You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. The conclusive evidence. I don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found together. Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it. What are you talking about, Chief Kent? Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area? It looks like part of it's been cut out for some reason. You mean you had this in your safe? What? This means you, the chief of police, have been concealing evidence. This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department. Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, Righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened. What? You mean you admit to it? I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana. So you really were manipulating her. I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, that's when she saw the scene that she would ask me for my aid. So you assisted Miss Sky. I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room. And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted. When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you. 2 pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe? But why? For insurance, of course. Insurance? I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed. You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence? What do you take me for, a fool? I didn't make police cheap by dumb luck. See this jar fragment? I hit the most legible part of Emma's name.
Otherwise, it was just ETA.
I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces. But if you fabricate all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar too? Ho ho ho. Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance. You mean the piece of cloth? Come on, Wright, cough it up already. I know you have it. What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright? So you admit to it then, Chief Gant. That you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest was in your safe. Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago, you said you didn't have any evidence you could present. Foolish move, Wright. You should have shown it then, before it was too late. It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. We can't show evidence, right? Because of the rules.
But now it's been omitted.
No evidence shall be shown without the approval.
He just approved it.
Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. I don't think we're supposed to show it.
But now you're withholding evidence.
No evidence shall be shown without unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case.
I think it's rule 1.
But it has to be both. It has to have both rules. In order for evidence to show up, it has to meet both
it was
rules.
cut off from the murder victim, and now it's approved. Because before it was not.
But is it still relevant though?
Yes.
Bear Emma Sky's Prince. 2 rules of evidence laws.
It fits it now. It only fit 1 before.
Just because he says that he approves, does that count as the entire police division? I mean, I guess
he's the chief of police. I think it's the only thing we got.
Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the court case on trial. Must be relevant. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Unregistered evidence must be relevant to the case on trial. I guess technically it fits both right at this moment. No, well, but why would we show it right now? Wouldn't that just get Emma convicted?
Some anime shenanigans will probably happen.
I don't think it
It's
will.
the only thing we can do.
I think it's a bad call.
If anything, we'll just take 2 pips of damage.
Yeah, let's see. Found fragment found in gate. Damage red on the surface of blood. Sure, let's do it. Here you go. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. Okay.
Because even Edgeworth said you had it.
So I just press that now. Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall. Okay, here we go.
Give it a try.
Take that.
Take that, Emma.
Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut off this piece of the victim's vest? Oh, yes. At last, you finally brought it out into the open. There's a handprint on this piece of cloth. Your Honor, the prosecution requests that be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather. It must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly. You mean it could not have been forged? It must be authentic, conclusive evidence. Oh, you are slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy. What? Think about it. Wright had all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be? You mean you already know? You know his fingerprints are on that? Mr. Wright, do you really know?
Yeah.
Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they? Very well, I'll tell you. It should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. The person to whom these fingerprints belong to is...
Emma.
Take
But
that.
she was a minor at the time, so she couldn't be convicted.
Emma Sky? What? They're mine? I'm sorry, Emma. But why? Why didn't you tell me? Oh, ho, ho, ho. You're really something, Righto. You knew this girl did it all along. And you still tried to pin the murder on me. So it's true. Tragic, but true. This girl really did show Prosecutor Marshall to his death. How could you? You monster! Miss Guy, you knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. Miss Guy, it's not over yet. What? I said this trial isn't over yet. Huh, I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career, too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy.
No!
My badge that only 2 people recognize. What's the matter? Cat got your tone? Aren't you gonna tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer? Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up. Oh, and what's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall? What? Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask? It was Emma Sky, wasn't it? I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction. What? A contradiction?
Photo time.
What is this fool babbling about? I'm talking about contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is. Now, Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth, what could it possibly contradict? Chief Gant, your tyrannical reigns ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth.
Picture. Not in a picture.
This long picture?
Wouldn't it have blood on it?
Wouldn't it have blood on it? You are correct. So he cut off before he started bleeding. Yeah. All right. Take that. What exactly is this supposed to be? This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of his vest was cut out? Yes. His shirt is shown underneath. It's hard to make out all the blood on his vest though. Exactly my point. His chest is soaked in blood. That's only natural. His lungs no doubt were punctured. Blood poured out from his mouth. Oh, but that piece of cloth.
Spick and span.
Wait, there's no blood on it. Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time. No, this is nonsense. Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky, picked up the unconscious prosecutor, and impaled him on the armored sword? Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. A jar that then they broke on purpose to then leave a clue. And make Lana believe her sister did it. Remember what you admitted only moments ago? That you personally cut out this bloodless piece of cloth of the victim from the victim's chest? Ironic, isn't it? Though the very act of creating insurance
Insured.
you proved that you were the actual murderer. How ironic. It's finally all over. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, that was close, Wright. Oh, you almost had me. Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations. Well, what do you mean you refute his allegations? You see that piece of cloth? It's illegal evidence.
Wrong.
Order. What nonsense is this? Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Uggy, earlier, old Wright here concealed that piece of cloth. So then, what's your excuse, Wright? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you? Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time.
At this point in time.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence. At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence. But that's not fair. Oh, did you actually think you could best me in court? It looks like this last on you, son. I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, true, illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal. Huh? Well, Mr. Wright? It seems at last. The time for me to reveal my plans finally arrived. Dude, Phoenix doing some 40 chest out.
That was
we have not
major
been
super chest.
He's doing some chess that even we don't understand what's going on. Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposefully and illegally concealed this piece of cloth?
I did not.
I did not. I admit, I refused to present it at one point. Ah, so the evidence is illegal. No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. Huh? It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't. What do you mean, you couldn't?
Law book.
There are certain procedures involved in presenting evidence. No, Oogie, don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward. You can't believe. There's only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not? Very well, let's settle this once and for all. Earlier, you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do it now. The book, right?
What? The book.
The book. Education. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law.
For dummies.
For dummies. What's this? I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not have approval from the police department. Rule number 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And here's the crux of the matter. You see, at the time, it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident. What? Well, what kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and... Sorry, but can you recall? When was that picture presented? That was shown only a few moments ago. No. He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest? Oh yes. No. It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut from this victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer, and there's only one person who that could be.
Emma.
Damon Emma. Damon again, that killer was you. No.
No.
Oh, he's going crazy. He's losing his mind.
Oh God!
You did it! I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good for nothing scum. For 2 years, he's been snooping around the department trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me. Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty. He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Star, then convinced Bruce Goodman. Detective Goodman? Yep, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you gotta help me. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit. He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence. Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden, he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman? Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered. He opened his evidence locker as if he was taking the evidence out, he said. It's not too late. I'm gonna hand all this over to Marshall. Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see him, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it. The accursed knife. Fucking stabbed that guy. It was easy. I couldn't just pull it out. Doing so would have led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime. Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worrying so much off the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake. The bloody handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker. I used to be known as the crime computer. But everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it. Then you put the body in my car? I'm sorry, I just couldn't think of any way to move the body. I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will. Leaving the prosecution's car aside, How could you get Miss Guy involved in all this? Well, she had much to lose if I did, if the truth came out. So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker. I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take. So, you left the jar fragments in the glove. Yeah. It looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court? Me? You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go at it alone. Foreshadowing?
For the sequel?
For the sequel? Wow, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Uggy? What? Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. I'm sorry too, Damon Gant. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator and an example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person. Those days are gone now, Uggy. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Wright here. And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. The melodious sound of a new beginning. There are two things I want you to understand. Yeah? First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Guy, You no longer have any reason to keep silent. You're right. When this trial's over, I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years, from the time I can't tell me forged evidence up till today. So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered. I'm sorry, Miss Guy. I couldn't get you out of all your trouble. My, what high standards you have for a rookie. Ah, my feelings. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows? A few years from now, you just might make it to the top.
First time she smiled.
Oh, you might thanks, Mr. Wright. Miss Sky. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You suffer every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you. It was nothing. Liar. I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth. Stop it. I only did my job. In light of this case, it seems that good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Sky? Yes, Your Honor? You are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still act as his accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date. Yes, I understand, Your Honor. Is there something amusing about all this? Why are you smiling? It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains. Well, this trial has gone on far too long already. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Woo! Confetti!
Yeah.
Yeah, boy! That is all. This court is adjourned. Y'all better up your confetti game for the second game.
Yep. Make it more fresh.
Yep.
More fanfare.
February 25th, 5:03 p.m. At long last, it's finally over. Emma? My sister's still going to jail.
Yeah, but not for murder.
Yeah, but not for murder. Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook. But at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. No, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended. I can see why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. Only my thanks. That's right. To you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Suffered every bit. Done well. You know, I did my best too. But Lana didn't say a single word to me. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals.
I think I just seen her get thrown against the wall.
You just came and just shoved her 10 feet in one direction. Get out of my way. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You're doing this on purpose, are you? Making Detective run on duty. I like this gag that he keeps interrupting like a really big moment. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals.
Wait, I'm having deja vu.
Hey, line up, pals. I'm only kidding. Oh, are you here because of my sister again? Nope, not this time. I came today because of you, pal. Me? That's right. I thought you liked to see someone.
No. Okay, good.
Who did you think he was gonna bring?
Somehow Dre got the blue badger one more time.
Lana. Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know. Well, I won't tell if you won't. Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day, 2 years ago. It was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess. Sis, I asked Gant to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake. But now I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I can make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared how you react if you knew. But sis, you were only doing it for me. No. Huh? I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth. I was deceiving you. Sis, I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry. But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy? Of course. You know, sis, I've always knew that one day you come back. And now you have. Oh, Emma. Emma. Look at this sweet pair of criminals. No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is try to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in so doing, we can find a way back to our rightful path. And it's from there that we can move on towards a brighter future. At least that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe. Well, me? Thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll all meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Stop hiding and come over here. Where was he hiding? Behind that couch?
Behind the plant.
I just came to say, congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Edgeworth. Right. Well, I'll be going now. Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize today that I can't correct my mistakes. Mr. Edgeworth, not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right. Despise criminal. I can feel it. You're gonna be evil.
They're the same.
Foreshadowing. I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to find them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I'll need a weapon. It's scary, but I've known that to be true for quite some time now. But Edgeworth, who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor. Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma. Remember von Karma? He was cool. We're both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright. And because of that partnership,
You lost.
you lost. But also, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Yeah. What is it, a pop quiz? Come on, Mr. Wright, show him what Laura's talking about. Evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own. Your knife.
No, the evidence list. You each had a half.
Oh, how symbolic. How symbolic. That was beautiful. Take that. That's the picture I drew. Our counterattack began with this. You had one half of the evidence list, and I had the other. Apart, we wouldn't have been able to completely restore Emma's picture. That didn't just happen by chance, Mr. Edgeworth. It's time for me to go. Mr. Edgeworth, if you'll excuse me, there's still some loose ends that needs wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor. Edgeworth, what will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember, you can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you. I know. It seems I'll you my thanks too, right? But what I face now is my problem. Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in the court. Farewell. I better be going too. Okay, but I'll be by to visit soon. It seems we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Here, this is a little something for you. Scientific investigation for dummies?
You'll need it.
It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. Thanks, sis. I will. And so, another case came to a close. 5-0, baby.
Winners.
As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. Well, don't go tracking off just yet, pal. Huh? What is it, detective? There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this. But I thought you said it was okay. Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks in the prison are a little different story. Huh? Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either.
$50.
Huh? Way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side. Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Wright's the only one who'll be footing the bill. Huh? Huh? What, you think I can afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal. Huh? What? Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best. Why is it I suddenly feel like I want to scream?
That's normal.
Yeah, I got an idea. Why don't we all go pay it off together? Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go. Ooh.
Ooh.
Credits. Animated.
Good old credits. Alright, Neng, I gotta go eat.
Arrange for a friend of mine in Europe to take care of Emma. I hope she'll be pleased to study under a top corner. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days at the prosecutor's office. Still, I managed to find my way back to the field somehow. Then, I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. Time for the epilogue. Well, Shane, what did you think of that case, huh?
A lot of twists and turns. But in the end, it was the most evil-looking guy.
No, Shane. The most evil-looking guy didn't get convicted.
Not yet.
Not yet. You say that, but Meekins got away unscathed.
Rue, he still has to be punished.
Next game, we'll get him. Look at him. He's gonna commit a crime someday. You just tell.
He is a police officer. Freaking got him.
And that was Phoenix Wright numero uno. I've been demoted to security guard.
Ow, my ears.
Can't be real loud. I'm excited for the second game. Gonna be good.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, show us that dancing nightmare one more time for the road.
Don't show the music.
There wasn't even dialogue in this. It was just showing us this one more time. Oh, he fell!
Ooh.
He fell!
I guess that was symbolic to show that
That
the same thing happened.
Oh, I was gonna say that he's alive. There was for one chapter, there was quite a lot of characters that got like deep stories.
Yeah. This was like the length of like 2 cases.
Yeah, pretty much. The right way lunch. We are new menu option. Top layer tastes as bitter as defeat, but the bottom tastes as good as victory. Nice. Just make sure not to eat it backwards. Mr. Left. That's right. I wonder how we access the next game.
You would normally...
I haven't tried it. I guess we'll find out. Oh, it's Maya. I haven't seen Maya in years. I'm just gonna come back to this game, isn't she? In the next game.
I believe so.
No, just kidding. From these 5 cases, which one was your favorite?
I still think 4. Von Karma.
I also think Von Karma was the best, just because it had Von Karma. He was so good. Well, Kevin, if you're watching this in the future, or Janelle, tell us what your favorite case was from all these 5. I must go into Europe. Get her out of here. Maybe she'll be back in the future.
Possibly.
She could be the science girl of our team. Forensic science. What is this? Oh! We get to play a little
Another
bit.
photo.
Look at that photo.
Adorable.
It's adorable. I hope we do see him again. Thought she was a good character. She can be our forensic scientist person. For our office. I wouldn't mind seeing her again.
And now Gumshoe works for us.
Yeah, instead we get the worst trade-off. And that was Phoenix Wright, the first game. Now, once we can figure out how to do the second game, then we'll get started on that.
A new exit game?
That just exits the entire thing.
Oh.
But until then, I guess we'll just
I guess new game would be it then?
Probably. We'll experiment around.
Alright.